Hey, it's Gavi from Skills They Don't Teach You in School. Today I wanted to talk about a very important skill to know if you work at a job in any type of company, and that job is how valuable is your position in the company. So I want to give you a couple of frameworks and ideas about how to understand this and try and figure this out, because if you're able to figure this out, you can work on a strategy to be able to get into a path where you'll be able to grow in the business and eventually get more money, become more successful, and just grow in the business. So the way that I like to think about it, there's three types of roles really in a company. There's profit generating roles, there's profit or money saving roles, and then there's support roles. So I'll give you an example just of a support role. A support role will be something like HR or compliance or legal, or if they're providing some type of an infrastructure and whatnot inside of inside for the company itself, right? Support roles for the company. Now, if you're in a position like this, one thing to consider is that you are not in a position in the company to help the company grow, right? Meaning your job is a function, and your growth potential is going to be a function of how the other elements of the company are able to grow and get more money. Because really, the bottom line, you have to realize it all comes down to money. So if you are in one of those following positions or departments that I mentioned, and you want to be able to grow beyond your current position. Now, eventually, I'm not saying there's no area for growth, but that's someone who becomes a director or a senior person in that department, it's going to be very, very different for them than if you become a senior member of a department, let's say in marketing or sales or R&D and development. So there's that. So the other two paths that you can go in the company. The first is what I call profit saving. So these really comes down to two types of departments. The first is, let's say, a finance department that can look on streamlining the finances to make sure that savings and costs are under control, right? The problem with this type of industry, again, while it's very, very good, an important role to have in the company, there's always going to be a limit on how much you're able to spend, right? So if you are in this type of position or this in finance, you want to figure out a way that you'll be able to support and find ways to get money to the people who are going to be creating the products and actually growing and expanding the business, right? So you're able to benefit the business by being able to save money, but you'll also be able to benefit the business by making sure there's money available for the departments of the company that are working to actually grow the business, a marketing campaign, etc., stuff like that. In terms of operations is also it's two sides of the coin, really, right? So operations really comes down to fulfilling whatever product or service your company is offering. Now, this is very, very important, and I think this is actually a critical component it is clearly a critical component to any business. Without an operations or an ability to fulfill whatever product or service your company is selling, you're not going to have a company, you're not going to have a business. So operations is a very, very good department to be in. The third wing are the wings that I describe and what I would call is the profit generating wings of the business. And those really include three things. One of three things. It's marketing, sales, and product creation, right? So R&D or whatever it's called in your particular company. Now, the reason why, if you want to look for an area or be in a path in a company for massive personal growth and the ability to just expand and have a limitless ability to grow and expand in your role to have impact on the company, you want to be one of these three departments. Marketing, because you're focusing on bringing new potential customers into the business. Sales, because you're actually closing that business to be able to generate that money for the company that you're working for. And the third, product creation, obviously, because if you're not working on creating new products, eventually the company could just die. Now, with those three things in mind, you want to think about where you are, right? You want to think about the path that you want to go and position yourself in. If you could be, let's say, if you're in one of the support roles of the company, you could be fine with that. Maybe it works for you, maybe it works for your schedule, and that's fine. But if you have a drive to grow and really be in a position of growth inside of a particular company, you want to make sure that you are in probably either operations on the cost saving sides, and for sure on the marketing, sales, or product development side in the business. Because bottom line, it comes down to this: the more you can, the position that you're in that enables you to grow the business in any way, puts you personally on a path to be able to make more money yourself. Right? So just think about that. So if you want to think about where you are in the business, that's the lens that you should look through it. All right, so it's my video for the day. I will talk to you guys later.